Hey everyone, welcome back to the SuperCupofJoe. Hope you're all doing okay. If you're new to the channel, my name is Joseph, and today I'm going to talk about something I know a lot of people are afraid, embarrassed to talk about. Might not think it's really a problem because everyone does it. It's been going on for so long, it's considered normal. My friends, you know me by now. You know my story. You see my posts and videos. Hopefully, I'm just continuing on with the story. Everything I've been doing, all the videos that I've been talking about, are things that have helped me better my mental health and really put me in the real driver's seat of my mind. New viewers, thank you for stopping by. If you have the free time to watch my first video titled Mental Illness and another video called Week in a Mental Unit to help you, better understand my mentality and make sense of what I'm going to be talking about in this video, which is addiction. And also a little bit of social media. So my bad porn addiction all started back in 2003 when I was 9. I remember exactly where I was, what I was watching. Around that time is when I first started using a computer, even like at school. So access to the internet. I don't know if you guys remember the old movie network, like that, like the blue style font and the layout. I don't know if it's still a thing because of Netflix and other streaming services, but back then I knew all the bad channels, and then I knew what time other shows were on TV. It was something we all joked about when we were young. It wasn't too bad back then. It really became a problem only when I was leaving high school. I talked about it in my first video. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life afterwards when I was done. I didn't even get to go to my graduation. That summer I was going to be living in Edmonton and Alberta with my dad and my two brothers. So we left the day of my graduation, but the day before was possibly one of the funnest days of my life. The 2011 fireworks. Only my friends that were there are gonna know what that's about, but anyway. We were in Beaumont, Alberta. My dad worked at the airport, so he was gone most of the day. Me and my brothers, we all had separate rooms, so we kept to ourselves, and we only came out when it was time to eat or we had to go to church on Sundays. My dad never knew anything about the Jehovah stuff with me. I couldn't talk to him about it anyways, but regardless, African family, you're going to church on Sunday, it don't matter. I never wanted to leave the house though, for anything without my dad being there, because the place we were at, we were like the only black people, and that made me, like, even to this day, like I've always, like, it's not as bad now, but like I've always felt like uncomfortable, like whenever I'm the only like black person in a certain area. I make jokes about it, but like it was something that bugged me for a long time, but it's nothing too serious now. Now I'm okay. Missing my friends and my dog back home. I'm bored out of my mind. All I did that summer was watch anime. Actually, that's when I caught up on One Piece. Yeah. So all I did was watch anime and I watched porn. That was the schedules, back and forth. I don't know why I don't like saying it, but saying the word, it sounds funny to me. I was going to say it one time here and then I'm going to replace it with it. But I masturbated a lot that summer. I was bored, down, had so much free time and the access, man. The only thing that made me feel better or put me at ease whenever something came up, but because all I did was, like, I had nothing to do with it. I had so much time to think about stuff. It was this constant. When I came back, instead of going outside and playing out with my friends all the time, I avoided them a lot. I was indoors just doing it, man. Played video games sometimes, but I was more doing that deed. Calling my mom or finding out where she is because I had to know, like, my opportunity window. It sounds silly, but I didn't do it. I know everyone does that. I was embarrassed and didn't want people to know, but at the same time, it was like I wasn't hurting anyone and I wasn't hurting myself. So what was the problem? It made the bad thoughts go away, and it legit made me feel good in those moments, but it was like when it was done, then it was like a quick relief, and then it was done, and like you have to do it again. I got used to doing it all the time. So it wasn't until last year I realized it was just draining me of energy, and that was one of the main reasons why I was tired a lot. I always attempted to stop, and it would always go, like, it'd be like 2 days, then it can go 4 days, then go a week. The most was 2 weeks for the longest time, but it was just, I could never stop. On top of that, I never had sex before. My friends assumed I did, and they'd ask me, and like with me, like, cause I already don't talk, but like they'd ask me, I'll be quiet, I'll just smile and like, oh yeah, Joe, yeah, and I just go with it, and that's how And that's how that came about. But started working my first jobs, going downtown all the time, partying, falling in love with anyone who I thought was cute and like was nice to me. Trying to hook up with girls all the time at the clubs. Even my friends were like not safe. Like I just wanted to have sex, but I wasn't a talker. I still can't talk for the life of me. In the way of flirting, but because of my snaps and the people I was always hanging out with, people assumed, I guess, like I was a man, and I kept running with it, you know. Sometimes I got lucky, and like, you know, because once you're like here, then I can kind of, you know.
Shut your super cup of ass up. You don't got any Game Boy. You need to pick up a Game Boy. A kid got more game than you.
They don't even
Shut
make it.
up.
It never got the sex. Fast forward to when I was ready to like give up and I was getting certain plans ready. I had my first girlfriend. It was only for a couple months. At first it was great, as most relationships are. My mentality going into that was like, I have a girlfriend now, so I shouldn't want to do this. I shouldn't have the urge to do this kind of stuff anymore, right? But like no, like I was still doing it, man. Like, and then with the social media today, with you see girls like half naked and shaking their ass and everything, and like taking cute selfies, and then with my mindset of just always watching porn all the time, like my mind was always just on like sex. And again, I could not talk. I don't know how to talk. I didn't know how to talk, so like I didn't know how to say it, like what I wanted, but I just expected it because how I heard people talk and like lyrics and music and stuff like that. So my mind was all over the place. Also, it was my first relationship. I didn't really know what to do, how to like go about things, but I also wasn't trying to mess anything up. I was just going off of what I saw on TV, movies, the relationship memes you see online, and what I knew people I knew would do in certain situations. So that's how I went about things, but it was all falling apart, man. Multiple times I tried to end it on my behalf because I knew things were gonna get bad, and I didn't want to drag her along for the ride. Dude, I was horny all the time. All I thought about was sex, and like whenever I did something nice, I expected reward in like the form of like a sexual act. That's literally how my mind works. I'm sorry, and I wasn't getting that. I was just getting more and more and more and more mad. I was getting like low-key aggressive, along with the still had those dark thoughts in my head, and then with all being frustrated, sexually frustrated too, I was like kind of like taking it out on her. I didn't really know, again, I didn't know how to say what I wanted. I didn't know how to express myself. Like when I did try to express myself, it was other stuff coming out, like about the world and other stuff coming out. It wasn't like the main problem that was really going on, you know. So we got into a fight this one time. I went out with my friends. An opportunity presented itself to me, and I took it with no hesitation. I felt bad afterwards, but it was something I felt like I needed to do. No one was supposed to find out. I felt like I could get away with it, and like every time I did it, like I always felt better and I thought it was like a relief. So having sex, the real deal, should be 10 times better, make my thoughts go away permanently, and everything be all good. Obviously not, because my problems were still there. I see people, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, kids, like, you know, like marriages are being ruined and stuff like that because these people are like still attracted to other people, checking out other people, but they have some of like the love relationship, the rules, all this stuff that before, like now, like I thought about, you know, and it doesn't make sense in like this ain't it, chief, and like I know people try to justify it, like it's not gonna work on me. There's no obligation because we're compromised, along with money, power, focusing on how we look. Like relationship, this type of love is the pinnacle of life, you know, and it's damaging us. Our egos are running amok. These feelings, emotions, this attraction thing, like it's real, and I truly believe it because I feel it. But like we don't have the full understanding, or and we're kind of like abusing it in a way. Not our fault, but we got to get a handle on it, man. I was fully aware of what I was doing, and I made a decision, not a mistake. I know a lot of people, when they make they go with the latter, because when they make a poor decision that has a bad outcome, they don't want to own up to it, and we're just kind of babied, spoiled into like saying, oh, it's a mistake, then to get away with it, but it's out of date now, so we got to do better. We can control these emotions, these feelings, urges, desires, and I'm telling you, there's a whole nother level of love that we haven't even grasped, man. Like, I see it in people all the time. It's up to you to see it and embrace it. But back to me. So after my incident, and I was starting all the lifestyle changes, one of the things I was really focusing on was the porn addiction. Something I thought I was not going to be able to do. I was never going to be able to stop. I didn't have to stop, and it always made me feel good. So like, why stop? Like, what's the problem? Obviously, I know what the problem was, but like, again, there's conflict. People say it's fine and it's normal, but then I'm always looking at females in public, in gym, work, stores with my friends, and the first thing I'm drawn to is their ass or their chest, and I will determine whether or not how I communicate with them, and it was, for me, like, I felt like it was like a degrading kind of thing, I know some people like that attention, but I also know people that don't, but for someone who has my type of like mentality, or like that addiction, and this sees, I don't know, puts them and feel like empowered and like wants to like to own and stuff like that, they don't care what that girl thinks, because the majority of everyone, likes that attention. So that's why it sucks, and I don't think it's right, but we're just too used to this, and it's not gonna stop. Visualizing people like they're porn stars, and like there's always checking on Instagram pages, and I was just like, I gotta take a break from this, and also like my phone in general. So I went on a social media break for 2 months, and like also like kind of like a phone detox. I tried to use my phone little as possible. Being without it when I was in the mental unit, it cleared my head a lot. So I wanted to try it for like a longer period of time, but the difference now was gonna be I wasn't locked up, and I also had access to the phone at all times. Nothing like a smoking or drug addiction, but it's still tough, and it takes discipline. Like, there's so much conflict with me all the time, trying to like not touch my phone and reinstall the apps and everything, because there's always a voice in my head just telling me, like, whenever I had free time or was about alone, it was just like, just do it, just do it. You have an opportunity, And it was just going back and forth, and it was just like, but like, I don't know, like everything that I've been doing helped. I guess this newfound willpower made me kind of just be like, no, I'm okay, I got this. I got through it. I kept busy working. I slowly started going out with my friends. And then when the 2 months was up, I made a Facebook post, and I let everyone know who were unaware of what happened about the incident, like what happened. So I was letting everyone know, like I was off social media for 2 weeks. And I kept rolling, I came back, I started blocking all the Instagram models, all the fame, like porn stars, anybody that looked like attractive, or like was known for posting like sexy pictures, not just for me, like not the bring thoughts in my head. So, and it worked, like, cause my friends would always send me pictures of girls, and like as soon as I get it, I'd go to the profile and I'd hit the block button. If anybody I see like pops up on my explore page, go to the profile, I block it. A friend of mine posts this, like, feels good and posts like a picture, but I'm just like, I don't look. You call it motivating, but for me, I think it's just we're feeding people's ego and lust for clout. But again, I understand why people do it. So from May until January of this year, actually, I was rock solid. I was good. All the lifestyle changes, like my new life was on a roll. Like I felt like really, really good. I always had energy, but when I came back from my vacation in Los Angeles, my schedule was kind of messed up, and then something happened with my dad, and then the uncertainty of my job, and then eventually they announced that we were going to be laid off for sure. I broke. So it was good for a period of time. I had a little moment of, I don't call it weakness. Everyone has ups and downs. You're down and out, and then it was just that, hey, I can help you kind of thing, the voice in my head. So it took me 3 weeks to get back on track. We all have the ups and downs. I'm like, these videos I make on the posts and text and everything, I'm trying to like let you all know that we're all so much stronger than what we think is our limit, you know. There's so much out there, there's so much we don't know. I'm basically giving you guys cheat codes because the people in charge, they don't care for our health and has set this world up, and for us to like not care ourselves, and that's even worse. I think everyone's beautiful. You guys gotta understand your worth. You're worth so much more than the amount of likes you get on Instagram and trying to get the attention of someone who's not interested in you. Again, they're not obligated to like you just because you have a crush on them. You gotta understand that too. But again, you understand, there's something special in you guys. We don't have to give up everything. We don't have to give up sex. We don't we just gotta take care of ourselves mentally and physically. We gotta listen to our body. We gotta keep learning. You gotta focus on yourself. Take care of yourself in a way, but that's not selfish, you know. Like, you're doing it because you like, so you're not hurting other people, and you're also not hurting yourself, you know. You gotta learn the difference between a mistake and a decision. You gotta take control of your ego. You gotta be grateful, humble, man. It's all boring stuff, but I'm telling you, it works, and there's a whole different feeling. There's energy, man. Like, if you feel it, trust me, just trust me. If there's a problem, you gotta pick up on it. I figured my stuff out, but I'm still in a certain spot, so I won't be really dating anybody anytime soon until I get myself out in that spot, and also when I'm ready, you know, when I'm full. Because now I feel like I have enough knowledge to know what relationships like and everything. So don't be stressed at work, you know. Keep in mind, it may be a little harsh and mean, but like, you gotta keep in mind, like, your boss, like is money first, you know. You're just a number. You can't take it personally or seriously. Like, that's how the system is, you know. You gotta find a way to take shortcuts, but like not hurting yourself, not stepping over other people, and you gotta try to be humble with it, you know. If the job ain't working, stressing you out, just like let it go, man. Same thing with a relationship, you know. The toxic, I see it all the time. I know how hard it is, but it's on you to make that decision and like cut that rope, you know. So it's all about getting your hands on that steering wheel, okay? So I believe in you guys. I'm here for you guys. I got the cheat codes with you. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or found it somewhat helpful, please like and subscribe, hit the notification button. Take care of yourselves. We're gonna get through this stupidness going on, and I'll see you guys next time.
The legend will never die.